What is up, kiddos? It is Tuesday night. It's 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, and that can only mean one thing. It's time for the K-Gun Report, Season 6, Episode 21. Can you believe it? Tonight, we're going to get into some training camp stuff. We're going to preview this preseason Week 1 game up against the New Jersey Giants. We're going to talk a little bit about Jimbo Cook, and, of course, the premiere of Hard Knocks tonight at 9 o'clock. I'll tell you what, we might be scooching the show around because this is supposed to go 8:30 to 9:30. I don't know if anybody's going to... Are you guys cool, chilling, watching the K-Gun and Hard Knocks the last half hour? I don't know, man. I'll tell you what, you discuss it while this intro hits, and then I'll be right back.
Hey, Bills Mafia, this is Don Beebe of the Buffalo Bills, and you're listening to the one and only K-Gun Report. Oh, and you all know, go Buffalo.
Woo! Big intro from our friend, big friend of the show, Mr. Don Beebe. What is up, guys? I'm your host, Swank. This is the K-Gun Report. We are proudly part of the Buff Fan Base Network, and as part of that, sponsored by 26 Shirts. Go to 26shirts.com, see what Del Reed and the gang got cooking up. They got the freshest threads with the best cause that you can possibly connect to it. So much of the money, over 2.2 million. I know Del just updated it. 2-point-something million dollars going right to Western New York families in need. And how can you not love that? The Reed boys are coaching the Little Reeds in football. They should be joining me momentarily, but you're going to be with me solely for the first, I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to guess, let's go over under right now. 10 minutes, the next 10 minutes over under for Scott, the next half hour over under for Jerry. That's where I'm at. Let me hear what you got in the comments. And speaking of those comments, cheers. We'll get right to them. my brother from another mother, Mr. Patrick Hughes. Where else would you rather be on a Tuesday night than right here, right now? Congrats, Marv, on the 100th birthday. Yes, that is right. Buffalo Bills coach legend, Mr. Marv Levy, turned 100 just 2 days ago, I believe. Huge milestone. I loved all the tweets, X's, posts, everything involving our guy, Mr. Marv. And to have the wherewithal and the frame of mind that he's got still at his age is pretty awesome, man. So love seeing that. We got my boy Corey Blaine, K-Gun and Hard Knocks. Going to be a great night. Hell yeah. We're going to get into this Hard Knocks stuff, man. I really want to know what you guys think about, like, is this A, good for the team? B, does it matter at all? Like, do you think it matters in their psyche? And C, like, are you into it? Are you into it? Because I'll tell you, secret man, I am into it. I'm into it just because I want to know every little finite, stupid, little dumb detail that I could possibly know, because we're sick as Bills fans. The Mafia has a disease, and it's give us everything you can about this team that we love. I'll tell you, man, from the little preview that they put out with Tre'Davious White, oh my God. He was like messing around with one of the water boys, and it was so funny. And I really hope that Trey is a guy that gets featured on this Hard Knocks stuff, man, because the dude deserves it, man. He's a clown. We love him. And wouldn't it be something if he got put up on a pedestal for Hard Knocks? Everybody got to see the Trey that we know, and then he goes and has himself a very nice season. Wouldn't that just be something? We got our boy, Mr. Buffalo Spartan. This is Sparta! Mafia mount up. I got to do all of them. I need a weapon. Is that the other one? What up, boys? Preseason game at the Shack on Saturday. Mafia mount up. Hell yeah. Bro, I wish I could make it up there. I saw your text, but I got some stuff I'm already into. We will make it up there this season, though, for sure. Got our boy Doug. Tuesday is fire. Hell yes, sir. It always is. And it always is when you guys are here in the comments. We got 409 of you tuning in right now. I love it so much. Keep it coming. Hey, all. Football is here. That is right. I mean, this is a week, man. It's August 5th. And we got a Hard Knocks episode premiering tonight that we've all been anticipating. We got a preseason game. You're going to watch Buffalo Bills players suit up and play on Saturday. It's nuts, man. I love it. It is in the air. If it could drop, like, I don't know, 40 degrees outside. I know some of you hate me for that right now, but 40 degrees, oh, man, that is prime swank weather, dude. I love it. I'm in the basement, the basement studio right now with a hoodie on, feeling so comfortable. If it was like this outside all the time, I would be in my glory, man. But yeah, it does. It really does feel like football is here, and I love it. I absolutely love it. The amazingly beautiful Ellen Lartz. What's up, everyone? Let's go Bills. Hell yes, with all of the emojis. My favorite emojis: hearts, footballs, buffaloes, beers, 100s. That's right. Thanks for tuning in, Ellen. We love you. Patrick Hugh says he can multi-watch. You like that lizard from that movie that my nephew's like, that Sing movie that can kind of like you can divert two eyes. I got to be in it, man. I really got to be in it. Got to be in it. If I'm not paying attention, if I'm distracted, I'm like, oh, what I miss, I got to back it up. I'm like one of those kind of like ADD viewers. I really have to be like laser focused into it. And I will be. But I know hosting the show and trying to side eye a little bit of Hard Knocks, oh my God, it wouldn't be good. Corey, sick intro. Hell yeah, dude. That's our boy Jared Reed. And I like that the over-under picks are starting to come in here now. I'm catching up. I'm only 6 minutes behind. I love it. Spartan says over for Scott, I'm guessing. Over for Scott, which I said 10 minutes late. That'll be 8:40. So he's got 4 more minutes, and you are right. I'm I'm going to say, man, I'll pick mine. I should have picked mine when I put it out there. I was going to go under for Scott. I thought Scott was going to come right in before 8:40. I think I'm probably wrong. I think you got this, Spartan. And as far as a half an hour, which would be 9 o'clock for Jerry, I'm taking the overall day on that. that dude, if he comes in at 9:10, I'll be surprised. I'll beer bet it for you. I know Scott and Jerry are going to watch this later. These are beer bets. So if you're in on it, if you're watching right now, Scott, you better put the gas to the floor and get in for the under, dude. You know what I mean? Patrick says under for Scott, over for Jared. Yes, sir, Jared. That's as many R's as he will be over. We got the good doc in, Dr. Bruce McKellar. Go Bills. Maybe, Bruce, you could possibly weigh in on all of these injuries that are hitting the Buffalo Bills right now, man. It is piling up, and luckily it's still early enough, but we got guys like Khalil Shakir. We got some banged up wide receiving core. We got a little bit of safety injury that I want to talk about. I just think this Bishop situation, man, like this has been his story since he's been here, and I'd really like to see him healthy and get a full training camp in, especially since we're assuming that he's going to be the number 2 safety. Otherwise, you might be faced with the same safety tandem that we had last year. Let me know what you guys think about that once we get into it here. Corey says over. Are you going over for both of them, Corey? Over, double over. I like it. Doug with the, oh my God. Doug with the home run shot. Over for Scott. Under for Jared. Wow. You think Jared's going to be early and Scott's going to be late? Well, you're about 2 minutes away from seeing Scott be correct on your assumption. 1 minute. I should have went 40.5, right? 840.5, 10.5 minutes or something like that. I'm not good at handicapping. I love you guys saying hi to everybody, man. It's pretty great. Patrick Hughes brings up a great point. We're about a month away from the Rager. That is absolutely correct. We are going to be doing our 6th? I think it's 5th annual regular season Rager at Reinvention Brewing this September 6th. We have confirmed, I believe, Mark Maddox is planning on coming up. We're raising a bunch of money for his Help One Foundation. We will have live streams from none other than the BWO Buffalo World Orders coming to do their first live in-person live stream right here at the Rager. We got our boy Nate from Circle the Wagons coming to do another live in-person live stream. We got our best bud, Mr. RT Ryan Thomas from the Thomas Takes Sports podcast. And of course, your boys from the K Gun Report, myself, Scott, and Jared. And we usually do like a little conglomeration there where all of us get together at the end and kind of BS with Mark and stuff. And it's a really fun time. Aside from that, we got Tony's Popcorn. We have vendors. Retro Taco is going to be there. We're doing a ton of raffles and giveaways. It's really a great time and a spot to celebrate for us that are in the Finger Lakes and all of our friends from near and far to come and hang out and see what the Finger Lakes are all about. Reinvention does their beer release right there that day. It's awesome. It's a really great time. So please come hang out with us September 6th. It's a great time. Dr. Bruce says he'll be there Saturday. Who's with him? Hit him up. Who's going to the game on Saturday, man? Speak of the devil right there. Our boys at Circle the Wagon podcast reposted this stream. Thank you so much, Nate and the fellers. Go follow them if you have not. The beautiful Ellen. Prayers for the Kelly Bean family as Aaron and Parker's little boy fights back from surgery. And today is 20 years since Hunter James Kelly went to heaven. Wow. That's crazy to think, man. I remember when all of that happened. Ellen is always good for the prayers and the good thoughts and all that. So it's great. Thank you so much for sharing that. Corey with the double over. Listen, if you pick the over for Scott, you're right. You're right. You try to have faith in people, man. Now he's over. Damn, double damn. All right. Well, I'm still going over with Jared all the way after 9 o'clock for sure. Patrick Hughes coming all the way up from Florida for his first Rager with your father as well, correct? It's going to be a great time. Can't wait to actually shake your damn hand, give you a big hug in person, brother. We got Mary Jane Brown Hughes, my guy Hamlin. I know he's not a favorite, but I'm 100% with him. I didn't think he had a bad season last year. I think he's fought back from all of his ailments and all that negative press and kind of like the positive press too. Like I think there was like a time in space where like he was considered kind of soft, or like people were treating him with like kids gloves because he had this big horrendous thing happen to him. He bounced back. He did what he needed to do. And people forget, man, this dude's a thumper. Like he hits hard. We've talked about it on the show before. Like he likes to lay the lumber. He's got the cap on now. I think him and Rapp are playing pretty free. I think the biggest challenge for them, especially Hamlin, is the speed part of things. That's the part that like I was kind of hoping Cole Bishop would be healthy enough to get a shot, and especially because we spent a second round pick on him to get in there and really take over that other safety position. We're used to seeing the likes of a primetime Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer back there, and I think it's a big part of this defense. They got to cover. I think the secondary as a whole has done a very good job over the last, at least season, and if not 2 seasons. But that front line, I was just talking with my boy Kyle, who just had a beautiful little baby girl with his wife, Alicia, and got to see them today. Everybody's doing well, and it's pretty awesome. But Kyle and I were talking about that line, that defensive line, and all the money and draft picks that we've dumped into this thing for the last 9 years since like McDermott and Bean have been here, and really trying to like force home that 4-man rush and trying to make it work. But it only works if somebody gets home. It only works if somebody can put pressure on that quarterback. And it seems like in early season games, you got like Groot last year, who was a force to reckon with. And then what happened after like the first series? Double team. And you taking them out the game. Still making plays against the run game, stuff like that, but double team. And with that kind of philosophy, in theory, somebody else should be able to get home. But it just seemed, even with the rotation, to me, that there wasn't anybody that was able to do that. Now you have Joey Bosa, Epinesa is out there. You have these new draft picks. You have some free agents. The interior defensive line is looking a lot more viable to me. And you have a mix of veterans and young players, and then draft, develop, re-sign players on that end that I think is important, but I also think like needs to start producing. So we'll see where all that leads. And that kind of like brings me to this week's preseason game against the New York Giants. Hit me up in the comments and let me know, what are you guys looking forward to? Who are you watching? What position group? What players? Obviously, I think a lot of eyes are going to be on this wide receiving core, and probably a bunch of depth as far as like people that have not been able to practice. We've been getting hit with the injury bug like crazy. But who are you guys looking for in this game? Mary Jane says, I met Hamlin in person and spent lots of time to talk with me. He won me over as a good human. Absolutely. He's great. He's a great guy. I think if you don't love Damar Hamlin, there's something wrong with you and your bones as a person. As a player, I still think that he's got a little ways to go, and maybe the incident there, like that might have, like, as much as it like had him take a step back, I think it might have elevated him, because I think he is a competitor. And like I said, he likes to lay it down. He likes to blow people up. And I don't really think that's gone away. I think he's done a lot to prove that he really wants to be that guy in the NFL. And I think earning a starting position last year was part of the way he did that, right? So see what happens. I hope he elevates. I want the best guy out there. And I think arguably this is the best depth that we've had on the Buffalo Bills in probably the whole time that McDermott's been here. McDermott and Bean have been here. Like, this is the best depth. I hate that so many people are getting injured, but it is a nice amount of depth, and I think hopefully we go forward and see where all of this pays out. Dr. Bruce says D-line looks good this year. Walker is a beast. Sanders has amazing burst. Absolutely, man. Deion Walker is like one of these dudes where you see him on film from like the training camp highlights and stuff like that, and he is a monster. The dude is an absolute monster, and they say he is blowing up training camp. I know that we've heard these like same kind of reports over the years and years, and we get stoked on different players and different names. I think this is a little bit of a different setting because you already have a contender. You have a team that was in the AFC Championship last year, one game away from the Super Bowl. Sorry to bring it up. But that does not make this team any less of a competitor. In fact, I think because they are so well built and they are so well structured, they are insanely gifted for being able to be competitive and consistently in the playoffs for as many years as they have been. I know we need that extra little thing to get them over the push. I would dare say and debate anybody that the depth is the thing. The injury bug hits us hard when it comes to the playoffs in the later part of the season. And I think that this depth is really what could push us up and over the mountain, and having quality players available, if star or starter players or whatever get hurt, like to have those backups that are not only physically gifted, but competent in the playbook and in the scheme. I think, especially on defense, this is a huge, huge thing that we've been missing. Aside from like a flashy player, I'd be lying if I said I didn't want like a Micah Parsons. I just don't think at this point in our team build that Bean is going to give up 2 first rounds and, 3 guys and a bunch of money for one player. I don't think that's the way this team's built. I think this team is built to be evenly distributed and get players that are good enough to buy into this scheme. I think they do a lot of work to try to like pinpoint the perfect guys that fit with this team that are cap friendly. So I really don't think that you're going to see big splash. Like, I think Josh Allen is your guy. The Josh is the one getting paid, and we can get into Cook and all that stuff here in a little bit, but let me fly through a couple more of these comments. My boy John Roberts says Shavers is a guy that he's looking for this week. Absolutely. I think we have to. Like, he kind of fell out of the conversation. We had that whole training camp last season, where Shavers was the man. He was like, oh my God, this guy's going to come in and he's going to do something. And then his whole stat line for last season was 1 catch, 1 touchdown for, I think, like 10 yards, something like that. Or was that the big one? I can't remember. Hit me up. Somebody will correct me in the comments, but I know 1 catch, 1 touchdown. That is his whole stat, which is impressive. 100% completion, reception, 100% of them for a touchdown. But like this training camp, Shavers hasn't really been that guy that's really like popped. I think especially with having Elijah Moore's and your Palmers in there, he kind of got shuffled out of the deck, and a lot of people were wondering if he was even going to make the team. Now you have all these injuries, and I think what is happening is maybe he's getting shuffled back in the deck. I'm at Our Lads, which is a site that our boy Scott Reed, who still on the over, obviously. Jerry's got a couple minutes left here. Let me just make sure, like, I don't want to be stacking the deck here, man. I think that, oh, sorry, guys. Here we go. I had to hit our messenger group. I just want to tell you, if you hit the over on Scott, you're a winner, 100%. If you hit the over on Jerry, 100%. He's not making it tonight. His boy's got some stuff going on. He's not feeling very good, so he is not going to make it tonight. So the double over is the winner for tonight. The K-Gun Report. Nicely done for everybody who picked the double over. Scooter should be with us here pretty shortly. Back to Shavers. Yes, I think he's got a lot to prove. I think he is primed to be put in a position right now where if he has a really good camp, he could start muscling out some of these guys that you thought maybe had a guaranteed spot. Right now on Our Lads, he is number 2 behind Keon Coleman. Not the wide receiver number 2, but he is the X behind Coleman as a backup. If you're curious, Palmer is the Y, Shakir is the X. We know he's hurt and out for a couple weeks. They have Elijah Moore right behind him. Curtis Samuel backing up Joshua Palmer. And then we have Hamler, Virgil, and Chenault still in the mix there as far as the third team goes. I'm curious, man. I would love it. I would love if Shavers showed out, and he's a big bodied guy. I'd like them a lot when they picked him up. So we'll see what happens, man. I like that. Patrick says, sorry, Swank, I think you meant to say New Jersey Giants. LOL. Yes, always the Jersey Giants, never New York. I apologize. Ellen, I'm a huge DeMar Hamlin fan. He's done so very well after walking through medical hell. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Spartan from BWO says, wide receiver, tight end, edge, and corners. Yes, and yes. We've touched on the wide receivers a little bit. Tight end wise, man, yeah. I would love to see our starters get a little bit of hands time, but I don't think you're going to see it, man. But you are going to see Jackson Hawes, who is one of those dudes who is super interesting to me. Also Zach Davidson. I think these two are going to get the lion's share of the snaps this Saturday. I don't really think you're going to see a whole lot of starties, man. Like it just doesn't make a lot of sense, especially with how banged up everybody is. But you are going to see this depth that I've been talking about really start to claw and fight it out and see what happens. Edge-wise, yeah, man, we are stacked at edge. There are so many players on this team right now. But I will tell you, according to Our Lads, we got Groot and Bosa. They are the starting defensive ends. Then you have, let's see. Well, Michael Hook, he's out. And then Larry, he's a defensive end. AJ Epinesa is behind Bosa right now. So they're second team. You got Landon Jackson back on the third team, and Javon Solomon, who has been making a big splash these last couple of days in training camp on the third team here. And behind him, there's still depth. It's going to be super interesting to see what they do with these ends. I want to see a healthy rotation for preseason. I don't know if we've talked about this before in recent episodes, but I think I want to see Groot and Bosa out there a lot. Like, I know they're probably going to have Bosa on a snap count, but I think when you have two studs out on the ends, this rotation thing, yes, it's great for longevity. It's great for keeping people fresh. But sometimes you got to turn them loose. And I think I want to start seeing them stick to more of a, these two are our guys kind of mentality this year. They still have Daquan Jones and Ed Oliver listed as the defensive tackles. Behind them, TJ Sanders and Ojinobi. We also got Deion Walker, who's on the third team right now, and Dwayne Carter. I love Dwayne Carter, and I love Deion Walker, and I think those two dudes are two guys that you're really going to want to keep an eye on. Corners, yeah, everybody wants to see corners. What's going to happen? Who's going to be out there? I don't think you're going to see your starters, but I think you're going to see a lot of Jordan Hancock. He's listed behind Taron Johnson as the slot corner right now. This guy has been turning heads in camp, and I'll tell you what, man, I cannot wait to see what he does in a live action game. It's going to be interesting. Another name that I would say to watch out for, Jamarcus Ingram. I love this dude. Like, he came in last year, a couple games, showed some really good flashes. I want to see more of Jamarcus Ingram. I want to see what happens to what's happened from last year to this year for him to improve his game, because I think he's one of those kids that, like, if he's not like a Cam Lewis type that just sticks around here depth-wise for years and years and years, I think that he could sneak into a starting role at some point. Patrick Hughes, for preseason, I am watching our QB2 battle and linebacker safety battles. Yes, QB2. Corey seconds that with Mike White. Where are you guys at with this, man? We got Mike White, who I think is super interesting. Like, I have seen him blow teams up with his arm before. You got Mike White. He's listed third QB on the depth chart right now. And you got Trubisky. Mitchell Trubisky. The thing is, Trubisky is a little more mobile. Mike White is more of a pocket passer, but I think Mike White has more of a cannon, and Trubisky's not quite as accurate, not quite as strong of an arm. You know, some people say like 6 to 1, half dozen to another. If you're watching right now, by the way, Hard Knocks starts right now. So if you got access to it, not that I want you to leave by any means, but it's 9:00. And if I wasn't hosting this show, you know where the hell I'd be. I'll catch you later though. So check that out right now, HBO. Yeah, man, I think I'm done with Mitch. I don't believe that he can win us games if he needs to, you know. I think he's fine to come in and, you know, save Josh for a quarter when we're blowing somebody away. He's okay to go in there and take a knee at the end of the game, but I think I'd rather see Mike White bombing balls than see Mitch Trubisky out there kind of. I just don't think his arm is there, and I think he's getting too old, and the game is kind of starting to pass him by. So that's my opinion. What do you guys think, man? Ellen Lart says, hopefully our wide receiver group gets things done this season. Absolutely. John Robert, I would like to see how Derek Forrest plays. Yeah, absolutely, man. He is a name when Scooter pops on here, which the over on Scooter is over as well. 901. The dude's probably watching he's probably watching Hard Knocks, dude, right now, instead of being on the K-Gun. What the hell? Derek Forrest, man. He's listed third on the depth chart right now at free safety. Pick up from Washington. I like him. I would say that he's got as good of a chance as anybody to slip up into that backup role. It'll be interesting. It'll be really interesting. A lot of these dudes just are talented enough to be able to make other rosters. And that's the thing about this team. Like, are they good enough to be a Buffalo Bill when it's all said and done and the season starts in 4 weeks? 4 weeks. Sean says, what's up, Sean? Salary cap is because the Parsons issue. Yeah, I agree. I think with Micah Parsons, man, you could clip like 2 weeks ago. I had a show, like we were on the show, and I had a statement where I said, I'm done with them putting all this investment into the defensive line. This is where I was at like a couple of years ago when they did this the first time. It just seemed like they really invested and it didn't pay dividends. Micah Parsons to me is like one of those special 1 in a million kind of players. If you could figure out a way to do it, by all means, whatever. But I don't think that you could do it without significantly hurting this team in other areas for years to come. So you'd have basically Josh Allen on one side and you'd have Mike Parsons on the other. And then I don't know what you would end up with around it because cap would kill you. Although what I like to see Micah Parsons in a Bills jersey wreaking havoc on quarterbacks every week, you bet your ass I would. So if anybody can make it happen, Bean could. I don't think it's realistic, but who knows? John Robert Terrell Shavers had a catch for 69. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, the big touchdown pass. Yeah, I don't know where I was thinking with the 10-yard thing, but yeah, thanks for that. Corey, winner, double over. Hell yeah, man. Let's go. New over under. Will he make it before 9:15? Over under. 9:15. 9:15, that is. I'm going under on that one. I believe in my boy. Don't screw me twice, Scott. We got John Johns in the comments. What's up, John Johns? Good to see you, brother. Sean says, everybody eats equals no one feasts. Yes, this is a common debate among Bills Mafia. Are you in on the everybody eats? I think it's proven to be successful. So I think I'm good. I'm good with it. I'm good with the game planning. I think it's more about getting the right pieces in place. The offense was a top-rated offense of the year last year. I'm not at all worried about them. I think the question marks for me revolve around what can the defense do? What can Babbage do? What can these new pieces that we have that we brought in to compete do to make us more competitive when it comes down to it? Guys, it is 9:05. Like to remind you, we are part of the Buff Fan Base Network. Super proud to be. Also, sponsored by 26 Shirts. Go to 26shirts.com. Give them all your money. They'll do great things with it. Support Western New York families in need while looking the flyest that you can with every single Bills and Sabres theme that you can think of. Go 26shirts.com. Let's see. Patrick, you know what? I don't want to see any of our starters. Yep. I don't think you will. I mean, maybe, I don't know if there's like some kind of big competition like on the line somewhere or something where it's like really close 1-2, you know? I don't know, Sanders and Daquan Jones. You know, I don't know if those two guys are fighting it out and you're going to see one or both of them take a handful of snaps. Like that's kind of the spot that I would think on one of the lines maybe that you might see a starter. Other than that, I think it's all going to be backups. Guys, if you took the second read bet of the night, if you took the under for Scott showing up at 9:15, I'm going to tell you right now, you're on it, baby, because he's here. He's here. Now, I got to let you know, Scooter, I had faith in you for getting here before 8:45. I took the under on the 15-minute from start, and you let me down, man. But I set the over at 9 o'clock for your brother. Everybody took the over, and then he bailed. So I think it's pretty much even money. We set up a new one for you to get here by 9:15. I picked the under because I had faith in my boy, and here you sit. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to you my brother from another mother, Mr. Scooter Magooter. Scott, what do you got tonight?
Oh, I got running around like a crazy man. But I tell you what, that over messed up because, of course, restart the computer. Everything was set up, and bada bing, bada boom, the sound wasn't set up. So restart put you over. So a little malfunction did that. Glad to be here, guys. We got preseason football coming up against the Giants. Yeah, it's going to be like this for just a couple weeks. Obviously, the little boys got football. Went till 8:30, 8:45. They went over. Go figure. But it's fun stuff. So rushing on Tuesday is what it's all about.
Sweet. Yeah, that is something that I haven't mentioned tonight. For the next couple of weeks, you will be hanging with me for probably the first half hour. And maybe we'll try and throw a couple of our buddy buds on here. But yeah, hang out until Hard Knocks starts, and then split your eyeballs and watch 2, and it'll be a great time.
Yeah, that starts tonight, huh?
It's on right now.
Beautiful.
Starts at 9. We got 927 folks hanging out, Scooter.
Damn.
So, I was thinking like maybe we move this to 8 to 9, just let people enjoy Hard Knocks. Seems like people are chilling. So here we is chilling as well.
Playing it by ear, it looks like, Swank.
Yes, sir. We have been talking about training camp and now are into preseason. And I kind of was posing a question to everybody about who they are most interested in watching. Got a lot of, like, as far as groups are concerned, certain players. Our boy John Roberts, he's interested in what Shavers is going to do. Spartan was talking about corners, edges, wide receivers. Where are you at? Who are you watching this weekend specifically?
I'm actually interested in CB number 2. Knowing that our rookie might be out for 2 to 3 weeks until week 1, that kind of tells me it's not confirmed. I fan first perspective tells me that he won't be starting week 1. It's very rare that McDermott will start a rookie week 1, let alone if he's injured the whole preseason. So I'm interested to see if Trey White's going to get some reps. I'm interested to see if Ingram and all them are going to step up, or any of the rookies, Dorian Strong, Hancock, are going to get some reps at that CB2 number spot just until we see what happens come week 1. But because of that injury, because of that setback, that's my biggest concern right now. I'm excited for it. We obviously drafted for it, so it's time to see these young bucks shine. And I don't think we're going to be disappointed week 1.
I don't think so either. I was saying before you got on that the depth part of this team is the strongest that it's been in the whole Bean McDermott era. I don't think that we've had a team that has been better suited to make the long haul than right now. I hate that it's getting tested so early on before the season even starts.
Yep.
But I do like that there's a lot of quality players that are, second, third on the depth chart here. Real quick, I don't want to bounce around too much, but I teased it a little bit, man. Jimbo, our boy Jimbo Cook. Spartan says send him packing, Robert says Spartan, Brandon Bean will get a compensatory pick for Cook. Patrick Hughes gives a little insight into what you might be thinking. Scott likes James Cook holding in. I think this would be ripe and prime for debate. Why don't you give me your take on what's going on with Jimbo?
I think this is just a statement. I don't think it's longevity. I think it's something that he obviously made mini camp, made the training camp, practiced the first week, and now he's saying, listen, I mean business. I stand on business. I'm going to hold in for now. But right now, I firmly believe that the Bills organization and Bean have the upper hand. $5 million to Cook this year. They are able to franchise tag him next year at about 14 to 15, depending on what the cap does. So the ball is still in Bean's court. He did say it takes 2, which tells me that they actually are working with him. That might be all we get. Who knows what the numbers look like? But if Cook's talking about how he likes his money, he won't hold out this season, because if he likes his money, he won't pass up on the biggest part of the rookie contract that he signed at $5 million this year. I think this is just a statement saying, hey, I'm willing. He's just speaking through his actions right now, and I don't think it's going to hold to the regular season. I think he'll play.
I don't know what I think anymore.
That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, I think Kyle and I were talking about it a little bit today, and that's what I hope. I hope that he's like, okay, you have all these injuries, and this was a Kyle Gobe take that I thought was really well thought out. He said, you have all these injuries on the wide receiver front. You're going to be relying on me week 1 and 2 without a doubt. You're going to be leaning on me, and now, kind of having your hand held to the fire, I'm going to sit out and remind you that your best offensive weapon right now is not happy, and maybe you should lock this down. And I don't think, again, this isn't James Cook hypothetically saying this. This is his agents, and I think this is a move that it reeks of agents to me.
Yep.
And again, if you guys are new to the show, or if you've been on the show or hung out and seen shows, any of the shows that we've had with Mark Maddox, there's over a half a dozen of them. You could probably find in every single one of those shows him saying players need to go out and get their money. And I wholeheartedly agree that, especially with the running backs position, because they don't. You get a rookie contract, and then most people push you on down the road, and you get whatever scraps are left over if you're good enough, because they're a dime a dozen. You can't shake your head at 18 touchdowns. I think I'm starting to think that they're not as close together as we think. I think one day would have said that. 2 days to me is saying, if they were so close, it would have been done.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this isn't a situation where, like, okay, I'm just showing you I'm in control. Like, I think this is, hey, man, my client's not happy, and we're far apart, and we need to figure this out. I do agree that I don't think he's going to sit out the season. I don't think it would be beneficial for him at all. Like, we talked about that early on, and you just restated it, where it's like, this is the most money the dude's ever made. Like, why is he gonna not play and take fines and whatever else?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's anybody's guess, I think, at this point. I think he plays this season. That's fine. I don't like that all this hype happened right when Hard Knocks is like airing. Like, that was the one thing that they were all trying to avoid.
Right.
And here we are. It's going to be like the biggest story of the night tonight, probably, that Jimbo's. But that's the way the episode's going to end. Right?
Oh, yeah. Cliffhangers.
He's not suited up.
Yep.
And business. That's what you're going to get. Business. Like,
So, Swank, I got a couple takes on that, my friend. It's the whole Jimbo did great last year. Obviously, all those touchdowns. I honestly, in my heart of hearts, he runs in an offense that's led by Josh Allen and Joe Brady. That's their offense. Let's start there. That's their offense.
mm-hmm.
He's successful in our offense. Honestly, I think the other half of the league, he may not fit in some of these offenses. He may not be a fit there. He works well with Buffalo. That's the other part that we got to take into consideration, is that his numbers were the way they are because he plays for the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
A saving grace, I think, and this is my other point, was the Kyren Williams signing of the 3-year, $33 million. Kyren Williams had 300-plus rushing attempts. He saw the field more than 50% of the snaps, 1,300 rushing yards, 14 touchdowns. He's not one of these guys that was single-digit touchdowns. He's a 14-touchdown guy, $11 million a year. That may have made the James Cook agent may take a gulp and reconsider if they're asking for 15 or more, because that obviously we have a higher up guys in McCaffrey and Barkley. Kyren Williams is a guy younger. I think he set the bar to where these new age running backs will settle. And I think that should be something that James Cook should consider. $11 million a year.
I like it. That's kind of right around the number that we've been talking about
with incentives. Put incentives in there.
Sure. The thing with the incentives, and I want to talk on this for a second. They're great, But this day and age, especially younger RBs and younger players in general, they want to know their second contract. They want to know what they're making. Bottom line, they don't want to be like, okay, well, if you do this, like you could, and it's no, like, what do you? It's all about the guarantee.
Yep.
For these second, third contracts, guarantee. What am I making? And I really think that's probably where this is getting hung up.
The
I think
guaranteed.
guarantee money is exactly where the agent and Jimbo are like, yo, come on. Like, I want this. I need this. I want to know what I'm making.
Want to be protected.
Exactly. And I really think that's where the friction is. Like, I'm not saying that James Cook is not a phenomenal running back, but there have been questions about where he is on that list, right? Like, as raging crazy Bills fans that protect and support anybody wearing the red, white, and blue, we're saying James Cook is a top 5 running back all day long. Is he? Is he? Like, the percentage of the snap wise, all this stuff we've just been talking about. The big thing for him is those 18 touchdowns. That is enormous. Do I want to pay somebody for 18 touchdowns a year? Probably. But, like, do I need to? Is Ty Johnson
if he only has 10, can someone else figure out those 8 touchdowns? Can they?
Josh Allen score a couple more from 3-4 yards out?
That's your answer there. I think you take those 8 touchdowns away from Cook. Allen's easily got those in touchdown passes.
Yeah, or rushers. Like, either way, it's just I don't envy Brandon Beane trying to figure this out right now. I think this is his hardest challenge to date, right? Is that fair enough to say?
I would agree.
Yeah.
Yep. Because he's never paid a running back the second time. And we got to remember, guys, the agent may be hard-assed about it, because if you don't know anything about agency, the agents make the most money off the second contract. They never make money off the rookie contract because it's such a low pay. This is where the agent also makes his incentive and his commission by getting these players to sign a huge contract. So there's that part you got to throw in there too. It's not just James Cook, but the agent also wants to get paid.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's a huge commission.
Yep.
Right. And plus, if you're the agent, they got James Cook, the richest running back contract, right? Like, you're that guy. You're getting all the hot running backs, right? Or all the hot wide receivers. Anybody. If you're getting money for somebody, you're getting it.
You're getting business.
I like this comment from Corey, man. It's because I like headline comments. I like things that are just short. You could not add or take away a word from this. Pay him or trade him.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Just do it. Like, stop. Pay him or trade him. I think a lot of that is like, it's just stress on us it's a distraction.
Yep.
Like, it's stress on us before the season comes.
And Corey, you better believe that when that manager calls up and wants to suggest a trade, that manager is also asking Beane, how much is he really asking for? And now that manager's got to be willing to pay Barkley and McCaffrey type money. So that's another conversation. The Bills may not give him what he wants, but is there another team out there that's willing to do that? I'm hard-pressed to say there might be 29 teams that aren't willing to do that. You might find a team that's got $50 million still in cap that's okay with it, but they're not going to be in the AFC Championship next year.
Yeah, exactly. That was the same point like Kyle and I were talking again today. If you're looking at like a Saquon Barkley situation, we all knew that he was a stud before this last year, right? He gets traded to the Eagles or whatever, signs with the Eagles. That's literally the best scenario that he could have possibly went into. Mm-hmm. I got offered a trade in my dynasty league for him at the beginning of last season, and I said, no, he's going to get hurt. He's accident. Like, he's injury prone. It's a new scheme. I just don't see it happening. I know that offensive line is crazy, blah, blah. I'm a dope. Obviously, didn't have a crystal ball. He went off, had one of the best rushing seasons in the history of running backs. But without that line, if he was on, I don't know, the Bengals, if he was on, name a team, the Cardinal, I don't know, anybody that had a middling to lower tier offensive line, is he that successful just because he's Saquon Barkley? I mean, with the Giants, sure. I don't see James Cook going to a team that has a worse offensive line than the Bills, which obviously their offensive line is very good, and producing the way he produces here with more snaps.
Mhm.
I mean, he has worse numbers with more snaps.
Yep, you got to remember it's not just James Cook running. The line understands how to block for him. So if someone like Ray Davis came in, they're going to have to figure out a little bit of a different blocking scheme. Chroma would have to get involved and figure out a little bit of a different blocking scheme for Ray Davis. So he has his skill set, but the skill set is reflected by the blocking. And you got to find that same blocking skill set somewhere on another team. I don't see it.
Yeah, absolutely. And we haven't talked even about the pass blocking. I mean, every time that he was in, they knew it was a run. He was not in on third down for a lot of reasons. We have debated this in the comments and on 24/7 Buff Pandemonium's group page and everywhere else, that if you had him in on third down and he could pass block, it would make so much more sense for the offense, and it would create so much more confusion for the defense, because I want James Cook out there on third down. I want him out there as an option. You can't have him out there because he can't pick up a rusher. And they know that. Like, every defense knows that. So it's hard. Again, it's just like that part of like that balancing act where it's like, okay, you want this and you produce this. How much of it was scheme? How much of it was your line? How much of it is skill? And what else can you do? I don't know. It's interesting.
I like that point, because you're right. The defense, if James Cook is out there on third down, the defense knows, hey, he's going out for a pass. So now my four guys can pin their ears back, knowing they're not going to get chipped by the running back.
Yeah,
they know that sixth blocker's not there. It does make a difference. And we have pundits out there that say, who cares if you can't pass block? Well, it's a big thing. It's a big thing in the NFL. There's some running backs that would do great in the NFL if they could pass block, and they just don't make a team.
Yeah.
That's how important pass blocking. We're not saying it's everything, but it sure as hell helps your offensive scheme on third down a lot more and less predictable.
Sure. This team is built around people being able to work together. Everybody eats isn't like everybody gains yardage or everybody gets a reception. It's not just stop there. It's everybody blocks, everybody protects, everybody
has a role,
tackles, everybody. It's more than just like yardage and points. So if you can't contribute on that level, like, I can see how it's a hard sell to be like, well, I'm worth 15 or I'm worth whatever, 18 or whatever the fuck you want. Hell. Anyway, Patrick Hughes, a Fazzy take. If you draft Cook, make sure you get Ray Davis as a handcuff.
I don't see that. I think if Cook's not there, it's not Ray Davis. They're passing the ball more. Yeah, they're passing the ball more if Ray Davis is to be the running. I like Ray Davis, but that whole offensive line's got to change the scheme a little bit, and the consistency in that offense would be the passing. But draft who you want. I'm not saying it wouldn't work, but I like Ray Davis as a running back. I do, but the scheme would have to change.
Yeah.
He performed well when he came in. He did. But there wasn't a lot of tape on how he would do.
Who knows what he's going to look like year two? I mean, players change. I mean, Ty Johnson is somebody that, like, I think I would take in deep round.
Or the person that they bring in. Here's the question. If Cook is gone, do they replace that type of running back and have him be the starter, or is Ray Davis the starter? Is Ray Davis the change of pace back, or is he the guy that's going to replace Cook? I can kind of see that they would bring in someone that could replace Cook, and Ray Davis would still hold the position he had before.
Yeah, Ray Davis is like the bruiser, but I think you already have the guy. Like Ty
Johnson. You're right.
It's shifty. I think he could replace Cook's role better than Ray Davis could. But like as you're alluding to, like the scheme change, like it would have to be a change of scheme, and I think you could still run similar schemes using Ty in that James Cook sort of role, Ray in his functions, and then you bring up like a Frank Gore Jr. or whatever other practice squad running back that has shown and flashed over the last couple of seasons.
Darrington Evans.
Evans is great.
Yep.
It's just, I don't know. We all get worked up about this stuff the same way we get worked up about every other team that's been here for the last 30, 40 years. I still will die on this mountain of like people being like, what are we going to do at linebacker?
Mm-hmm.
You know, what's going to happen? And then Bernard comes and we're like, well, of course, it was Bernard the whole time. You know, it's like, come on. You know,
you look for receipts. See, I said it here.
Yeah. If McDermott is not good at everything, he's good at one thing, and that is linebackers. Linebackers are that guy's bread and butter. You know,
man, oh man, they sure are.
Corey Blaine loves Ty Johnson.
You meant to do that, didn't you?
Did. Also, we still not sure what we have with Frank Gore Jr. Yeah, I think that's you know, I'd love to see whatever. If he makes a spot, whatever, great, man. Is this a little bit of like old Bills Mafia mentality where like we're rooting for the underdog? We want this one guy, right? And I feel like Frank Gore Jr. is that one guy. Like, yes, we want him to do well. Do we need him? You know, like maybe. It depends on what happens with Cook, but I think man, I think our running backs are solid. I think all the way across the board.
Yeah, I mean, he is a nice story, but if the James Cook thing did leave, then it would be Davis, Johnson, and Evans, I believe. I think Evans is more of the James Cook type running back. And unless Ray Davis gets hurt, if Ray Davis gets injured, then yeah, I think that's the Frank Gore possibility.
I'll tell you right now, I'm on that site that you told us all about there, Arlab. Yep. I've shouted you out for that a couple times tonight. Evans is number 4 on the depth chart, and Frank Gore is number 5. Okay. So right now, that's where they sit. Corey said Swanksaho. I don't know what that means. I'm not Native American. Thank you very much. Christian Wade is where Patrick Hughes wants to go with this.
There you go.
Taron Johnson, first pick 6. Hell yeah. Guys, 9:30. We're up at 1,039 of you tuning in. I can't believe it with Hard Knocks half over right now that you guys are here hanging out the K-Gun. It's awesome. Appreciate you guys. What do you want to do? Scooter, you good to hang out for a little while? You want to go?
Couple more minutes. All
right. Well, then I guess I'm going to have to slowly do this.
Here we go, folks. We're in overtime.
That's right. We're creeping into overtime right now for the K-Gun Season 6, Episode 21, Training Camp and Preseason Week 1 Special Extravaganza. Do you have, Scooter, the answer or the question and answer for your brother's Who's the Man this week?
Yes, I have the answer. I'm trying to pull up the question.
All right. If you are not connected in on this while Scott's looking for the questions, Jerry does a segment every single week. Who's the Man? He gives you a couple clues as to who the player or staff member for the Buffalo Bills is that he's referring to. And you get to guess in the comments and then pop in right here Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to find out the answer. This week and most weeks, it's very topical. And Scott, you got everything now?
Jared's sending me the questions. I'll have them in just a second there, bud.
Just a second, bud. Yeah, so you can contribute and participate and have a great time and do all that stuff right chair. This week, I don't know. It was I got it. I got this one. I'm there. I already had it. Had it done. It's all locked and loaded.
What's that?
The answer.
Oh, yeah. Well, the fans seem to appreciate it, the question, and they have the answer. So if you guys haven't been on the social media, Jared, like Swank says, does Who's the Man every week. More of a educational thing. And so it is topical. I'll have the questions here in a minute, but we'll just go ahead and give you the answer. Marv Levy turned 100 years old this week. Congratulations, Marv. Big achievement. He still looks bright and shiny and as sharp as ever. And Marv Levy, great coach. I got in a conversation with a couple of my other buddies that questioned why he was a Hall of Fame coach. And if you look at the numbers, he is like 26th, 27th in line with all-time wins. But at the time that he was inducted into the Hall of Fame, he was the 10th winningest coach in NFL history. Obviously, they made all the AFC championship games and the 4 Super Bowls in a row. I don't care if they lost those Super Bowls. That's still a remarkable thing to have the other 15 or 14 at the time teams in the AFC not be able to do enough to get past you guys to get to the championship. So Marv Levy was your answer to Jared's question. Again, he gives them out every Tuesday in the morning, 24/7 Buff Minimum, social media pages, X, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Marv Levy, love you.
Hell yeah, man. I started the show talking about how impressive it is that he's 100 years old and still with it, and just an icon, just like somebody growing up. I'm so excited that he was our coach at the time where I was getting into the Buffalo Bills with like this monster roster of amazingly talented players and people that were easy to cheer for. And like those lovable underdogs that really just shaped my whole life and set me up for this lifetime of diseased Bills Mafia fandom that I have.
Well, we have players on the show, Brad Lamb, Don Beebe, and they always have positive things to say about them, to the point where even nowadays, Brad mentioned in the last show that we had with him on, he'll get a random letter from him saying, "Hey, Brad, how you doing? How's the family doing? Been thinking of you." So he's always been someone that been involved in all of his players' lives, and it's awesome for sure. Here's the questions. So Jared just sent it to me. I earned a master's degree in English history from Harvard after serving in the Air Force. That's pretty awesome. And then I was hired by the Bills for a front office position in January of 2006. So even after his career ended, they still wanted him to come back and help out the organization. That's how much that guy meant to this organization.
Yeah, I remember when that happened. And I remember thinking, who was the coach in 06?
Was it Jerron?
Sounds right. Hit us up in the comments if you got it. I know that whoever it was in the front office, whoever the coach was and the GM was, it was very important to get some sort of like person in there that people could rally behind. So I think it was Chan, Patrick says. Okay. Really? In 06?
Dick Duran, he held the position from 2006 to 2009.
Okay. Yeah, it was yeah, man. Me and my drummer one night in my kitchen, we just went through and tried to list every single coach and quarterback duo from Marv till present day, and that was painstakingly long.
Yeah, too long, I bet. It's not because you couldn't remember the names; it's because the names were such a long list.
Yeah. Oh my God, Jerron looked like a vampire.
Yep.
Yeah, but I remember at the time being like, they did this because it makes people hopeful, like to have Marv in the building again. And I remember specifically thinking, 06, Jesus, that's almost 20 years ago. Thinking like, Marv's, let the man be. You know, he's old. Like, let him be. Like, why are we doing this? Like, I'm excited, obviously, that he's there, but I'm like, come on, you know, like, let the guy rest. He's already done everything he can for us. I don't think it really lasted that long anyway, like a season or two or something.
I think it only lasted that year. Ralph Wilson was the owner, head coach Dick Duran, and it was called the Ralph Wilson Stadium at that time too, so it was the Ralph.
Oh, there we go. All right, guys. I think we've covered a lot. I think we've had a great time. We got 1,065 of you hanging out. Really appreciate that, especially on the debut of Hard Knocks Buffalo Bills tonight, which is still going on. So catch that up while we say our final thoughts. Scooter Magoo.
Swank, Bills Mafia, we are a month away from our this year's regular season rager. And for those of you who don't know what that is, 24/7 Buff Pandemonium and the Finger Lakes Mafia same people, same group. Bring a little bit of it brings a charity, a donation, a fundraiser to Reinvention Brewing on September 6th. This is our 5th year doing it. Mark Maddox comes out and hangs out with us. We have a fundraising event for the Help One Foundation. It's a beautiful thing. We have a food vendor in Retro Taco, a popcorn vendor in Tony's Popcorn. We have a merchandise vendor. We will have a beanbag toss tournament, raffles, giveaways, live shows, live streams going on. It's a fun event. We have a blast there, and I'm drinking one of Reinvention's beers right now, the Middle Finger Lakes IPA. It's just an amazing event. We love doing it. We have a lot of fun. So if you haven't put it in your calendars yet, and you're not doing anything, September 6th, the weekend after Labor Day weekend, it's the Saturday before our home opener, Swank. So come out. It's kind of a Bills tailgate. Hang out with a bunch of Bills fans, drink some beer, eat some food, play some beanbag toss, and just have a good old time. We can't wait to see you there. Check it out. It's on our social media pages for more information for sure.
Absolutely. That's great. I let off with that. You ended with it. It's a beautiful thing. Guys, we are just weeks away from regular season football, and I can't believe it. There's a game for you to enjoy Saturday. That'll be awesome. I'm really stoked, actually, because it's 1 o'clock Saturday, and I have some stuff to do at 6 o'clock Saturday night, so I'll actually be able to sit and watch it and hang out and dork out. And get bored by the fourth quarter, being like, I don't know who that guy is, but that's awesome. It's a good time to be a Bills fan, man. So enjoy Hard Knocks, catch up on that, rewind it, watch it all 3 times probably, like I'm going to do. And don't forget, you can catch us every single Tuesday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until 9:30 Eastern Standard Time for the K-Gun Report right here on the Buff Fan Base Network, sponsored by 26 Shirts. You will always see myself or Scott or Jared. I don't know. Really excited for the season. So thank you guys so much for the participation. Thank you so much for the viewership. We love you guys. Go Bills.
August may be a little awkward, guys, with us coming in late. That'll be over with come season time. Can't wait to see you guys talk some Bills football. Go Bills.
Go